Hi, this is Rick Harsh of Corona Samizdat, and today's a day of medical procedures. I had what they call a cystoscopia this morning. First, I had to go up to the hospital, and because I have a titanium valve in my chest, I take blood thinners so that blood doesn't clot around the foreign object. And then I found out my blood was just thick enough that they could do the cystoscopia, which is a urologist putting a camera into my penis and then all the way into my bladder so he can look around inside my bladder. Other procedures apparently are not good enough. You don't get enough of a view. But now I have to thin my blood, and that means I have to stick a needle in my stomach. And I thought, you know, we share so much. Look at that. Can you see how long it is? It's not very long. I'll show you. They told me to do this. At the pharmacy, they said, do this. Okay? Okay. And keep the needle in case they want it back. You know, you don't want to just. I know my share of addicts, and I don't know what they do with their needles. Most of the addicts I know are former addicts. But anyway, this is to thin my blood again because it got way too thick in order to get the operation. And I want to tell you though that while I'm doing this, let's see if it is bleeding a little bit. See, I got a little bit of blood right there. Guess we'll just leave it for now. Perhaps I'm not very good at poking myself. I mean, this really isn't something I've had the opportunity to do often. I think I should put this back on just to, well, okay. Yeah. All right. That just won't, don't want my dog to step on it. What I was going to talk about next was Alan Dershowitz. I don't know how necessary it is, but he to me, he's like ever since Henry Kissinger died, my antipathy has been coalescing. Coagulating, I'm thinking of the blood, don't want it to coagulate and then get a blood clot that, gives me an infarct, word that was used today by a medical professional. And anyway, ever since Kissinger died, my antipathy. Did you hear Biden the other day, by the way, say battle box? We settle our differences at the battle box. Twice. He said it twice. Anyway, there's no place for violence in the U.S. political system. There are some places for violence, like almost every state. There's probably at least 70. Given how many people, I don't know how many people are killed a year by guns, but I think it's well over 40,000, maybe 365 a day, and that's 365 days a year. So you just do 365 times three anyway. But Dershowitz has really been. Maybe I'll do something more complete on him. Um, I just wanted to, take the sting out of the injection by doing it in front of people, and that way I would just be relaxed and talking and not going the needle like I did when I was a kid. I'm not so afraid of needles now. How's it bleeding? Okay, yeah, it's smudged a little from my shirt, but it's okay. I mean, it's not gushing out. But I was told if I fall down or something, it wouldn't be good. They might not be able to stop the bleeding. I don't know. I'm on blood thinners, I mean, I have to resume taking them tonight, but this is like a let's get it done now. Apparently, I don't know. Anyway, the thing about Dershowitz, I'd like to, give him an injection in the head. Not an injection of common sense. He's way gone beyond that. But, there are two things about Dershowitz. His Zionist views, I think he's in the pay of Israel. I'm not a conspiracy fanatic, but once in a while things make sense. The whole thing with Epstein is bizarre. And every time I see him interviewed about that, he says, whether he's asked or not, he says repeatedly, I want everything to come out. I want everything to come out. Because he was mentioned in the papers that were released he was mentioned like, I don't know, 30 times or whatever, a bunch of times Dershowitz's name came up, as someone who was being serviced by underage girls, or maybe some were not underage, but I'm sure some were. And his name came up many times. And then the person who one of the people who named Dershowitz, I don't know if there were more than one, but the one who named him said she may have been mistaken. It may have been a case of mistaken identity, but someone so singularly noxious as Alan Dershowitz is someone you wouldn't confuse with someone else. There's that Dershowitz guy again. I mean, Jesus, not him. Give me Prince Andrew, please, not Dershowitz. I mean, he's just a all-around swine. But every time he's on, it's like, I want everything to come out because, it's been proven. The only person I've had sex with one woman the last 20 years, meaning his wife, but he was named and he gives the game away. He doth protest way too much. You watch him on any interview. And he said, I want everything to come out because I'm, Al, we're not talking about that anymore. We moved on from that. We're talking about we're talking about whether or not he was a spy. The conversation has moved on from who was involved. I know you've already protested 17 times, but then, I just want everything to come out. I want all the papers to be released because, they'll just show that I was not. He was, of course he was. Dershowitz is a swine, a liar, just a nasty piece of work. He's out-argued every time he talks with Norman Finkelstein, but, they don't talk about that. I'd like to have him grilled about that, Okay, this is another video of you, Al, denying that you were one of the people that you were, they paid off this woman clearly, or threatened her, or both, but there's no deal on record. So, I don't know, something really dark there. But yeah, so Dershowitz is a swine, and I have a clean bill of bladder health, and that's a nice, short, hopefully entertaining book news. Solarium. Tomorrow, I should drive to Ljubljana and pick up Solarium and the green covers for the cactus boots. Yeah, so there's good book news, too. And by the way, I am reading this right now, and it is spectacularly good. I've been very busy and have only had a couple of chances to sit down and read it. And each time I wanted to stop before I did and read about 50-some pages. Today I took it to the hospital, but I didn't wait long enough to read more than 10 pages. And Assisted Living, I've only read the first story so far, but again, Love and Ricketts, great writer. And the quality, is... it's the kind of, he's going to be taught someday. He's going to be taught. He may never get rich, but he will be taught in classrooms, short stories. Roberto Ontiveros. Great stuff. And, novels. Everybody likes novels more than short stories. Me too. And so, Year of the Plague Rat by Randall Leong. Wild, wild stuff. Hunter Thompson. Hunter Thompson as a private eye. Great stuff. And literary, too. Bye.